Alright guys, it is 11/11 and duck season starts in 1 week. So I'm going to do a quick walk around of our duck boat. It is a War Eagle 16 by 54 and it has this little duck bill in the front with, it kind of adds another foot to it, so it's basically a 17-foot long boat. And it has this mud motor on the back. It is a Mud Buddy 37 horsepower Sport HDR. And the Sport, I'm pretty sure it has a belt driven system instead of the chain, because we just kind of felt that if something did go wrong, it'd be a lot easier to mess with a chain or mess with a belt than a chain. So it's got this nice stainless exhaust on it. We got that. They had like a sale, and this was actually just as cheap as the other exhaust. So went ahead and went with that, and it is Vanguard. You see right there, it says that. Now it had. Let's see if I can squeeze through here. We have a 23-foot garage, and this thing is about 22.5 feet long with the trailer, so it fit literally perfectly. We've got this Avery duck blind. It's a quick mount duck blind, and I would put it up for you, but I have to get up there, and it doesn't fit great with our trolling motor, couldn't think of what it's called. But all you have to do is you just actually have to put the trolling motor in the water, or at least lift it up enough to get it over, and so it's really no big deal. So you can drive it on the interstate with it, no problem. We've done it a couple times. Now with a mud motor, you're gonna want to get one thing. The first time we drove it, we went without it, and we kind of learned from it. You're gonna want to have this little rail so you can hold on to it, and also hold. I can't turn it over here, but you're gonna want to be able to hold it with this hand, the throttle with this hand, and then hold this with this hand so you can stand up with it. Because when you're going over rough surfaces, or if you're having to like work the motor to get through something, you're gonna want to stand up, but you're also going to have kind of leverage. So we have this mounted in with the rail system. It's not like drilled in or anything. And then I'll show you these little things. We've got this Hummingbird depth finder and fish finder and everything else, and we've got I think this is the bilge pump, and then this is the lights on the front, which I'll show you in a second. And we've got this little auxiliary light right here, and then that's the bilge pump. This is the lights for you put a light back here when you're going at night, and you put a light up in the front, and this controls, if you push it up it does both, push it down, it does one. And then we've got these, which goes completely around the entire boat, and it really lights up really well. I'll actually turn the lights off so you can see exactly how well it does. Like, there are no lights else on the garage, and this boat really is lit up. Like, you can see everything in the floor, and it's just really handy to have. Really nice at night if you're not wanting to have to carry around flashlights with you everywhere and try to find little things on the ground. This lights everything up, and you can see it great. And it's just literally these little LED strips, and it goes completely along. It's like completely flush with the side, and it's like not in the way at all. Doesn't stick out. Just completely, just perfect for what we needed. And then we've got these 2 lights on the front that came with the boat, and they're protected behind this little, yeah, you can see it there. They're protected behind this little, this is all metal, and it protects the light from hitting a brush or a low branch or something. And then it's all back here, and so you can still easily get to it. And we've got, this is a little muddy from some of the muddier places we've been. And then we've just got the little hand crank right here, and it just runs under this and to this little hook. And it's not fully a flat bottom. It's more, I think it's called like a V-hole or something like that. That may be wrong. I'm sorry if that's wrong, and somebody please comment in the comment section if that's wrong and what it is. And it's got these like 2 really good spotlight beams on the front. And then we've got this Minn Kota edge trolling motor that I mentioned before. And we've got this mounting plate that it's on. And one thing we did do with the mounting plate, I'm gonna turn these lights on for a second so y'all can kind of see. And I'm gonna turn these lights off because the battery's not charging right now. So, there was a little plastic plate. Hopefully y'all can see this. Yeah. Alright, this was a little plastic plate right here, and it started warping after like literally the first like 1 or 2 times we used it. So what we did is we took that little plate to a metal fab shop and said make a metal plate like this. And so they took, I think it was like 3/16 inch steel or something like that, and made just like a little plate exactly like it. And it is just how you plug in your foot controller. And like even now you can see how much brighter those lights are than just even like the light that we have in the garage. We've got these, we've got this one, that's this anchor, that's more of like a actual like boat anchor. We've got another one just like it right there. And since we're duck hunting with it, our little flotation device thing is literally just like a little camo flotation device. We've also got this gun box. We were gonna do it on both sides, but we figured that we would only have from here to here with leg room, so that'd be like 2.5 feet, and we figured honestly it'd be better just to have more leg room. And so this, you can lock it right there. This metal is really thin, so if somebody wanted in, they could just break the lock off, but it'd be a little bit more difficult to flip this up. But it could easily be done if they wanted to. But you just lift it up and twist it, and then it comes off. Make sure y'all can actually see what that's doing. You twist it and it tightens down. Untwist it, lifts up, and then it comes off. You have to kind of push this down so it gets over that lip. But then we keep actually our life vests, which are also camo. We've got 2 of those because it's usually me and my dad. We've got these bracket mounts for the lights. We originally had them just in the bottom, and I just felt like they would have gotten messed up, so we actually had them. These are just little rubber connectors or quick mounts or something like that, and try to make it focus. Hopefully you can see that. It's just literally like a little metal clip on the top and the bottom, and we've got 2 for the longer pole and 1 for the shorter pole. And then we also fish with this boat, which is why we have a trolling motor. And we keep nets in here, We have a fire extinguisher. We have this you put on like your keys, and I think this is actually the boat key, and that'll float. It also unscrews, and you can put stuff in there if you need to. That you need to be. I think it's waterproof. I've not tested that now that I think of it, but don't drop your keys in the water to begin with, and you won't have to worry about it. So, but we've got this camo rope, and we use that sometimes just to tie to the front, like if we need to tie it to the dock, or when we're launching it and we don't want to, and when you have to pull the truck up, we can just. We also have a blue rope somewhere. Not sure where that is. But what you're supposed to be able to do with it is you're supposed to be able to hook it through this hook right here, but it does not exactly fit great in it. But what we do is we loop it through here and tie it to it and clamp it to itself, and then it's got like probably 30 feet of rope, maybe a little bit longer than that, and you can let the boat you push the boat off so it's off the trailer, and you can just hold it and walk it over to the side without actually having to be in the boat, which is nice. And got these leather, or not leather, camo seats. I'm used to saying leather from all the truck videos and stuff. But these are camo seats. Just kind of cool. They disconnect really fast at the bottom. We have now this seat in the back. It's the same type of seat, but for some reason, when we first put all these little mounts in, I think it was originally designed to just have a seat here, and we had the people that sold us the boat. We had them put. I think we had them put these mounts in. We may have actually had them. We had to have this boat custom ordered and stuff, so it may have come from War Eagle like this. But it literally would not go down in there, so we had to like the end of it. I can't lift it off just because I have one hand right now, but it's really easy to lift off. But if you don't know what the bottom of a boat seat looks like, it's a big tube, and it gets really thin. Well, the thin part is what you stick in the mount, and it would not go in there. So we took it to the shop and we're like, hey, we absolutely cannot get it down in there. And what they had to do is they took sandpaper and just sanded the inside for a good bit, and then it went right in. So if you needed help with that, that's how we did it. And then one problem I'm already seeing that we're gonna have is the gas tank. When we originally bought this boat, we had a 25 horsepower Yamaha on it, fuel injected, and it was good like when we went fishing and stuff. But now we're more into duck hunting than fishing, so we went ahead and got this mud motor. So we're not gonna get stuck as easy, and we had problems with the Yamaha because it would, even fishing, when you go through really thick weeds and stuff like that, it would suck the weeds into the, I don't even know exactly what it was, but there were these little like openings at the bottom. I'll show you where they would be on this. Okay, this is the actual bar that you use to like control the speed and stuff. Now down this, I want to say it's called the transom, probably wrong again, but it was literally like right here, and it was about that big, and it just would suck in all the weeds and stuff, and it would like stall the motor out. And we went a couple times, and we'd get in some really grassy places trying to fish, and we'd go to turn the motor back on, and it would not start. And it also would wrap grass all around the blade. I'm thinking with this blade, there's nothing like to really cut the grass off of it, like that I know of, but it looks like it's gonna do a lot better in the grass and thick weeds and stuff like that. But here, I'm gonna rotate that away from the garage door. But this is how you control your trim if it's powered on. No, my bad, that's the wrong thing. I think this is forward, and then neutral, reverse, and then this is how you control up and down. You just press it this way, and it goes up. Here, I'll do it again. It's not one to focus. Hold on, I'll try to fix that for you. There we go. You can see it going up, then back down. And instead of having a big transom saver, because you can't do that with that. So we have, or Mud Buddy has this little pin over here, and when it gets to a certain place, you can push it in, and you push this pin in, and then you actually push the trim down a little bit, so there's a little bit of kind of tension keeping that pin in, and it'll lock it in place. And then this is where you put the light on the back, and then there's a light in the middle up here. These were the lights that were in the gun box, but it goes right here. Alright, and this Avery quick set, I think it's called like a quick set duck blind. We hunt more of kind of like a timber area a lot of times, so we've got this timber camo. We bought this from Max Prairie Wings in Stuttgart, and we had them install it, and I'll see if I can show you just kind of how it goes. You see there's this little plastic thing, and when you get it up where you want it, try to get it up. This is a two-hand job, but I'm gonna have to I'm gonna set the phone down for a second. Alright, it's really easy with two hands, but it's just there's these two poles. This little plastic thing slides over the other pole and makes it just really easy to set in place, and there's one on each of the four corners. It's set in place on this little ramp thing, and yeah. Alright, sorry, I had to let the dogs in. It is all connected on this ramp, on this little side ramp rail thing. That's built into the entire boat. And it's just a little plate coming off, 4 screws through it. This, there's this little, I think it's called a D-clamp, where, you know what, I'm gonna turn that green light on just because you can see it so much better. Everything's so much better with it on. And I'll just do the example over here. Alright, but, no, I'll go back over there because the light's better over there. Sorry. Okay, and there's this little clamp, and you just slide this off the end, and then slide the pin out, but I don't want to do that right now because we are gonna need this, not this weekend, but probably the next weekend. So it's really easy to take off if you want to take it off for duck season or whatever, or for fishing, or if you just don't want to use the whole blind one day. But here, I can probably, all right, see, I just push that up, and then it just folds up really quick, and it does clear this. This is a cup holder and shell holder. We have one over here and one right there. See where I'm pointing? And it's just kind of a easy place to keep a drink, or if you want to keep just a ton of shells right there. It'll probably fit. I actually have boxes of shells right here. I think it'll fit 2 boxes of shells, which honestly is more than enough. Hopefully. We'll see. Yeah, it fits 2 boxes of shells perfectly. I'm gonna take those out because we were shooting skeet with these, so don't want to get that mixed up in the stuff we're taking. But see what else is left. Oh yeah, on this pole, what we did, they didn't really have the length that we wanted, because this thing is adjustable based on how high the rail is, I guess. So we had this little pin that it came with, and what we ended up doing is, I think it was a little bit it was either too long or too short. So what we did is we drilled a hole in this little pole that, like, it disconnects right here. Okay. It slides in and out right there. We cut a new hole in this pole, and instead of drilling into the bottom, because we didn't really want to mess with it, and we wanted kind of like the movability of it, in case somebody like kicked it, we didn't want it to accidentally like mess anything up. So we have these little rubber stops on the bottom, and they're literally just stuck there, and honestly it does well. So we'll just